Good morning. It's around 8:30 right now. I've just woken up and yeah. Okay, first thing first, I brush my teeth. And then I'm not usually a morning shower guy, but then since I got to the hotel, I thought it's quite convenient, and then a morning cold shower actually wakes me up quite well. So yeah, I've been doing that for a while now. And then of course, you gotta drink some water when you wake up. You gotta get that 8 cups of water early in, yeah. I really need a haircut. I know that. I'm gonna do that first thing first when I get out of this quarantine. So in the morning, I do a bit of journaling. The one that I do is Tim Ferriss's 5-minute journal. I try a lot of different type of journaling, but this is the only one that stuck with me. And yeah, just a bit of simple journaling. You can Google it. It's quite popular, I think. And yeah, in the morning, I also like to do a bit of reading. I don't read that much. I read about 5 to 10 minutes every morning, because for me, consistency is more important than anything. So I read all sorts of stuff, and right now I'm reading this nonfiction called Designing Your Life, which is basically just a book about career planning, that kind of stuff. Just a normal problem that every single university student's gonna know, because who the hell knows what they want to do when they're 18 or 19, yeah? Obviously, right now in quarantine, I can't really make my own breakfast per se. So for today's breakfast, I'm having some yogurts, and today I was feeling a bit mango, so yeah, I had that. I have to drink a cup of coffee every morning, not because it makes me more awake or anything, but just really because I've been drinking it for so long already. It feels like part of my morning, and if I don't drink a coffee that day, my morning kind of feels incomplete. Well, or maybe you can just call that coffee addiction. Okay, let's talk. So yeah, I try to keep my routine pretty much the same even during quarantine, but obviously a lot of stuff I can't do, like work out in a gym or have proper breakfast. But yeah, it's actually better than I expected, because it's quite peaceful and you have a lot of free time to actually do whatever you want to plan to do. For example, this video. In normal time, there would definitely be too many distractions for me to ever make or even edit this video. So yeah, quarantine has its benefits, I have to say. And now I'm just doing a bit of reading while trying to finish off my yogurt. And after breakfast, it's finally time to start working. I'm a law student, and today the lecture I'm working on is a lecture on trust law. Today we're learning about the law and charity. Fun fact, you can set up a charity with a purpose to promote Jediism. Yeah, Jediism, Star Wars. Anyway, it's not the most exciting way to start your morning, but I guess that's like all the other discipline. There's the interesting part, but there's also the less interesting part. I usually spend around 2 hours doing lectures every day. I also have my readings, which takes up around 1 to 2 hours depending on the workload that day. Yep, I found this orange and I'm gonna eat it now, take a short break, and we'll see what happens afterwards. Quarantine is kind of boring. There's really not much to film, so here's me just eating orange. I think one thing that this quarantine really teaches me is to teach me how to be more grateful towards the people I have in my life, my friends, my families, my girlfriend. Because in normal times you don't feel that way, because they're always here, and you kind of get used to them. But during the quarantine, and not just the quarantine, even the lockdown before, and when there's different restrictions, you really get to think about your life and how all these people are always there for you when you need them. But on the other hand, this quarantine is the first time that I've ever really lived alone. I've always lived with someone, obviously back home in Hong Kong. I lived with my family, and then in university, last year I had my flatmates, and this year I have a couple of housemates. It feels really different living alone because I spend a lot more time thinking. There's almost a sense of independence, not independence, but like there's almost a sense of freedom. I know this sounds really ironic, having freedom during a quarantine, but like I can literally do anything, anytime, without anyone judging me, you know, except from like people from that other building. Wait, I'll show you. The black windows there. I'm so scared that they're gonna judge me. I mean, obviously, I'm not sure if they can actually see me from there, but you know, I tried Google mapping that building, but it doesn't even show up. That's kind of creepy, right? You know, who knows? Maybe it's just a normal office. And you know, people working office jobs, unless they really love their job, which I mean, some people does, I'm sure, but maybe a lot of them are bored, and when they're bored, they look out their window and they see me jumping around on my bed. Hopefully they don't see that. I really like watching YouTube. I don't actually watch that much Netflix because I don't know, there's too long, you know, like one episode's always like an hour long. In a weird way, I feel more productive, you know, like watching these productive day in my life. I feel more productive that way. I know I shouldn't be, but yeah, I guess I like watching YouTube more than Netflix. I'm gonna start working now. I'm actually done with my lecture today. I'm gonna do some internship applications because I'm a uni student who's desperate for internships. And of course, you gotta put this on when you're working. Absolute banger. So yeah, I don't do this every day, but then I try to apply 1 or 2 internships every week. So usually I'd order, but then today my girlfriend made me lunch. And of course, I'm totally contradicting myself now by watching Queen's Gambit instead of YouTube. I've just finished applying for an internship, and I think I'm gonna take a quick nap now. If you've never taken a nap during quarantine, then I'm not sure if you have done a quarantine properly before. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Great nap. And yeah, I love napping generally, not just during quarantine. Like, cause I'm a morning person, so I work much better in the morning. And napping kind of gives me like a second morning. Okay, I'm gonna do some law reading now, because I realize I have a seminar next Tuesday and I need to get my readings done. And yep, I'm back talking about boring law stuff. Today I'm doing some reading on the European Convention on Human Rights. If you're a law student, then you probably know what I'm talking about. And if you're not a law student, then yeah, don't mind me. Just ignore me. Just ignore that. Halfway through eating, I realized I forgot to film. So sorry about that. But today, my dad brought me this pork Shanghainese rice. Yeah, it's pretty good if you've never had it. I've kind of come to the realization that there's really not much to film. So here's me drinking this cup of green tea. That's usually how my day goes though. A lot of the time I just spend thinking and, you know, reflecting on my life and shit. Because there really isn't that much to do. I can work, but the amount of work I can do is limited. Because obviously my brain does not have the capacity to work from like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So, you know, I'm kind of forced to take breaks, and sometimes I just don't want to like watch videos or like watch Netflix or anything. So sometimes I just sit here and think. And yeah, that's a very good representation of a day in my life during quarantine. So I sit around all day during quarantine, which is not the most healthy thing to do. That's why I have this with me, a yoga mat. So let's see what's inside. Yep, that's right. I'm using my PlayStation 4 and my laptop as weights. That's probably the most expensive weight someone has ever used in the history of working out. Just me working out, just part of my life, so I kind of have to film this. And yeah, I won't disturb you for long, it's only gonna take like 10 seconds. So I've just finished working out and showered. It's about bedtime now. It's still quite early, it's not even 1 o'clock yet, but that's how my usual quarantine day goes. So yeah, I'm not sure if this is actually interesting, you know, like quarantine day in the life, but If you are still here, then I guess you enjoyed it, which I am eternally grateful for. And thank you for watching. If people do find this interesting, I'll try to make more stuff like this to entertain you people. Other than that, I guess all I have left to say is good night.